I heard it now. Thank you very much for that warming welcome. It's quite a delight to have a cross-district collaboration, especially for the distance that separates us physically. It's so fun to have this togetherness so quick by the internet. It's a delight for sure. I would like to begin that we already guys know what the presentation was given about who I am and what I do. One of the things that I would like to mention is PR, in my opinion, is the best role in the whole Toastmaster thing. Why? Because you get to express yourself. You have people who can follow you, and at the same time, you relax because you're not being paid for this. So you're not gonna get less money if you don't do it amazingly. So at that point, it's a great position to be. It comes with difficult times sometimes because you have a brand manual. However, that's the freedom of Toastmaster. We're learning while we're practicing. Well, my name is Nestor. I'm located now in Switzerland. Recently moved 7 years with my wife here. I'm original from Puerto Rico. I came back to Switzerland from Dallas, Texas. So my background is a little bit a melting pot from everywhere. My father is Italian, my mother is Puerto Rican. Why did I mention all of this biology and my bio? It's because at some point, your complexity as an individual and you guys as an individuals, PR or enthusiast, that's what you bring in your imagery. That's what you bring in your communication. That's how you communicate with others because you have a complexity as a life. I would like to make a question. I would like to see what countries are here. And we can do this a little, quick, just telling us who you are. Practically, I see Sarah. She's from Turkey, so she's from my district. I would love her to jump in and say first, Sarah, how are you?
Yes, if I can mute and unmute.
Yes.
Good evening and morning, everyone. Nice to be attended here. Originally, I'm from Iran, lived
Mm.
in Malaysia and Singapore for 15 years, and now I'm here doing my MBA in
Ooh.
Istanbul. As a matter of fact, what is important at the beginning of your speech is I like to dive into cultures, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why I have diversity of experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Agree. Agree. Thank you very much, Sarah. I think we want another person who can share. I saw in the chat that somebody's from District 20. Can that person jumps in? It would be lovely to know who it is. Oh, Antigua, 81, Caribbean, Puerto Rico. Ooh, we're neighbors. Who's that?
I am from District 20, Bahrain, Kuwait, Iraq,
Mm.
Lebanon, Jordan.
Wow.
I'm a resident
Nice.
of Bahrain. So glad to meet you all here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Quite nice to have you. Who else? I saw, I'm not going to get into the chat because it's getting a lot of messages, which we will steal the whole evening here looking at the messages and responding. India, Australia. Ooh, I don't know if it's good morning or good afternoon. Caribbean, Antigua. It breaks me. Kiev. Oh, 81. That's quite nice. Granada. Sugar City Toastmasters. Oh, that's quite nice. Let's dive in. Why I asked you to present yourself and say where you're from and things like that is because when you're building a newsletter, you're having a bigger audience. Is the audience is not only focused for myself specifically. I'm located in Switzerland. I'm not Swiss, and my lifestyle is not Swiss, even though my communication style it's not Swiss. But when I used to be the PR for my club, I have to modulate my communications to the way they understand what I mean and they mean what they said back to me. So let's dive in. I will share to you my screenshot, my screen. And I will show you what's the first step did I take when I built a newsletter. is the first basics. It's establishing communication. And that's not the one. Here. Let me minimize this. Well, I'm from the District 109, which means we have almost around 16 countries, a bunch of languages, but that's not mainly the situation that we need to focus when you're doing the newsletter, is interpretations. When you set deadline, everybody should understand that deadline means that's the last moment when you have to submit something. Others understand, no, this is like a 5 to 7 minutes when I have the 30 seconds extra. So I think tomorrow, even though that the deadline is today, I think they can take it. Things like that are up to interpretation for each country, each culture. That's why the first thing when we're creating a newsletter is creating a flow chart for potential newsletter authors. Shorter is people who want to put something in the newsletter. You need to show them a clear message. First, you greet them, very happy you're here, you make your protocol the way you address any other corporation, and then you begin with the basics. It's identify the topics. Obviously, focus on Toastmasters. If it's relevant, what type of drafting you have to do. If it's focused on clarity and engagement, it's meaning professionalism. Those are the Toastmaster core values for communications. Add visuals. You make the disclaimer, as many of us know, no kids, no pictures that have no consent, no big brand logos, and so on. Then you choose yes, no, and you move on. We're not going to spend much time here because I'm going to send you this as a mock-up for those who wants to replicate it. Then you put the email of the person who wants this email to be sent. Is the PRM, is your president, or is, depending where you are locating this newsletter, that you put the important dates, submission date, and deadline. You be specific. If you want to be more flexible, because some cultures don't like that specific dates, and I encountered that, you put the width span of where it is. For example, for my proofreading, I said is the 25th to the 29th, which means if you have something rushed to send us, they know already that we have 25 to 29 time, so they can send it and maybe could be approval. Those are options that you need to present when you are encountering many people who have many ideas of what could be. Create a template where you're communicating on paper and it's clean. Well, now you have people who are motivated in your newsletter. You have 4 emails. One of them have a lot of data. Another one have a lot of pictures. Now what to do? I need templates. I need a place. I need a format. I need a visual thing to create it. Let's dive on in. I'm not gonna forget that we need to discuss as well what the proofreaders and the other people involved behind the scenes are going to do. I'm gonna send you this so you have an idea of how the newsletter is being fortified from the inside out. We're not going to dive in this much in this because it's more the logistics from the inside. We're going to focus a little bit more into the graphic design and how many stakeholders help each other and manage each other's in one template. So later in the Q&A, if you guys are interested, we can keep discussing about this, but we are going to move forward directly to the newsletter. Now we are in the newsletter. You might have templates or you might not. You have 3 options. Go to Toastmasters and search what it's available. Use them, use that as your best convenience, put your best creation on them. Remember that you have the brand manual is not for restriction, it's for guidance. So it will help you out to move in the right direction. So you have boundaries. I cannot be red because it's maroon. I cannot be bright blue because it's Toastmaster blue. I cannot be bright yellow because it have to be Toastmaster yellow. So let's not see them as restrictions or rulings, because sometimes that give us that feeling of unrestricted. No, you are guided by those. And the first thing that you need when you have the 3 pages or 3 emails of people asking you to be posting is go to the basics. Did I'm gonna have an index? Did I'm gonna have just put them there like a bunch of PDFs, compile it, and people go one by one? It depends on you. But one of the things here, I would like you to focus, and it's very productive in our sense, is creating the Toastmasters categories. People will ask you, oh, but I want to celebrate the birthday of the oldest cat on my town. It's the amazing cat. He rescued 4 ladies from a fire in the corner, and we really like, it's a pinnacle in our community. Is related to Toastmasters? No. Can we use it as a Toastmaster material? It depends. So the categories will help you out filter those communications to create a more concise and more related to Toastmaster materials. I compile it as minimum 14, from club anniversaries, from district conferences, from award from members, from clubs, areas, and divisions. So from the 3 emails that we mentioned that we might have, we need to classify them in which of these 14 they go, and then we have more organization. So this is the first step for the design part. It's creating the index. It's creating the where the data that I'm receiving, it belongs to. You choose the topic. Okay, the cat, it's a theme of the meeting because the cat is something cultural, it's something related to them, it's the identity of the region. They really feel identified. They created a theme. And for example, you can justify that publication under the theme meeting, which we don't need to hear, oh, this guy won 4 awards, 3 DTMs, he's been doing TLI since 1694. Sometimes we need fun material. We need things that connects us with a human touch. Those, you can justify them in the list, but you need to create the list. I'm going to share this as well. Now that you have the list, it begins the fun part, because then you have the templates. Okay, I head out. Yeah. Hold. Here. You have the templates. Then you have the division, the district director have a message. They have a program for the sponsorship program. And then you keep going, and the thing gets a little complicated. Then you see pictures, and you see data that is important, the winner of the Toastmasters. You're congratulating some clubs who did well. You're congratulating some individuals who did well. You're congratulating some divisions that did great or well. So then you put the link, you put the data, you choose the pictures. At this point, the newsletter is being constructed for many people. The list that I mentioned at the beginning, that we have a team behind it. We have the proofreaders, the design editor, and the communications. So these people are accessing this file simultaneously, and they have access to this. So how can you avoid that when I do the template and it's not complete, somebody of the guys or the people who goes in the file override that editing? That happens to me. I was doing a celebration of an anniversary from a club in Geneva. I forgot to put the picture, so the template looks incomplete. And a lot of people getting into my file. And that file was erased. And I think it was overridden because somebody took the template thinking it was empty or not finished. It was from the last edition. So they clean it up and use it for themselves. So I lost that artwork that I had almost for 2 hours here and there. How did I fix that? How can I create communication inside the team for the newsletter? We discussed it that we have the 3 emails with the raw data. Now we have the template, well, the topics that we're going to classify these 3 emails into this data, which is the index, the categories. The templates are one of the things that you have to come up at some point. They're basic or complex. Let's assume that you have them. Let's discuss about how the logistics inside work. This is what I do. It's quite simple. Arrows. Template is ready. It goes this way. Template, it's on editing process. It goes this way. You need templates this way. I hope you're seeing the arrows, and it's quite comprehensive. And then you have other arrow. Oh, I have data. I have no templates. I don't know where to put it. Data, raw data goes here. By you allocating special areas in the same working space that you're doing your newsletter, you're creating order and you're answering questions before the questions are being made. The person needs just a template. They go to the section. The person don't know how to do, or they don't really care. They don't have the time, which sometimes happens. What I do, especially it happens a lot when you're dealing with the district because you have a lot of data. Oh, I want to do this, but I really don't have the time to plug it into one of the templates to say, you know what? Plug it in the raw data section and I will deal with it. So let's assume for this exercise that I have that exactly, that situation particularly. Internet is quite slow today. Well, let's see. Let's assume that these two, the images, you can see it. I'm not sure if you can see it. I have this raw data that it was plugged in and submitted. It was a celebration for these specific people who did well in a specific time. They sent 2 pictures. Fantastic. Then you use this data to fulfill the. I'm so sorry. My internet is not cooperating. It's too slow for my taste. Then I go here, for example. 2 pictures, short text. I go to the template section and I choose the template that is more similar to what the data is offering. At this point, that data, it's there. It's been saw by the proofreaders and the editors. So it's already good to plug it into the newspaper. Choose the 2 pictures that I have. I plug them in the bottom and I put the data. I go to the hyperlink, change hyperlink because that's something that is being asked for the authors in the first encounter that we have. It's the first asking for the authors. It says this, like send the pictures, send the hyperlinks, send the data, blah, blah, blah. So you have everything and you begin to plug it in it, blah, blah, blah. So at that point, you practically have, let's not play with the other image. So we have options. So let's assume that I have already the pictures there. So I plug one. And plug two. Mm. Mm. Well, I don't know if you can see it, but in my side, the pictures are not visible, but they are there. You have practically created one page of the newsletter. Now, I'm not sure if the picture is the best, if the resolution is a little bit blurry, then the text is a little bit short. I think they could say more. I will keep it together because sometimes we panic, and I can relate to that. And it's like, okay, I finished. The image is not good. Who sent this? Did I need to go to the PR? Did I need to go to the president? Who knows the person who sent this communication? So you go to the person who's really in charge of the situation in the case in the district. I'm the one who contacts these individuals. Okay, ready. So I would move this template. Let's see, to the editing side, which is here as well. Well, Internet. Well, let's assume that the page is moved to the editing side. At this point, we have a couple of pages that we need to focus on. So that page is there, it's not ready. So the PRM or the proofreaders will go back to that area and says, why this page is not here edited? It's in editing, it looks finished. I would recommend it if you can do, it's the best way, is put a message. Go to the options, select a message, and just plug it in your doubts, your wonderings. Like the images are too blurry, I need a better picture. Once I receive that, I think this page is ready to move forward to the left, which is the area for ready. I hope it sounds a little bit like I'm telling a lot, but if you see, let's recap a little bit. You begin with 3 emails in raw data. Those are being already filtered and ask details by the list, where you tell them like what it is the cat that saved 3 ladies from the fire from the town? Oh, yes, okay, it's a club representing team. Okay, fantastic. I'm gonna choose a template from the template section. I'm gonna again plug the information. I'm gonna move it to the editing section so everybody who enters my file knows that this is being in work in progress. It's not a template to take. Then I make a message because it needs to be edited to ask for the picture that is blurry, for example. Once you get the picture, you move it completely to the left. Why this process? Because it helps you and creates order. Order will help you out that all the pictures, for example, here to the left, this is the last edition for the district from October. All the pictures on top that were ready, they're touched, they cannot be touched. So you begin to compile during the month, slowly by slowly, which is ready, which is raw data, which is in editing, what needs to be edited. So you create a communication style in silence, practically, without texting in phones, without phone calls, because you have everything in one file. This is how I think the newsletter sometimes works the best, because you have everything organized in a way that people understand that, okay, if it's here, it needs editing. If it's here, it's finished. I don't touch it. If it's here, it's raw data. And you know what? Today I have a little 2 hours more than my PQD who plugged that raw data. You know what? I'm going to do a favor. I'm going to plug it in a template to help, because sometimes we need to help each other. I'm going to plug it in a template. I'm going to put it in the edit area. And I'm going to put a message that, is this what you're looking for? That's how you build 20 plus pages that looks cohesive. The data, it's corrected in grammar, it's corrected in spelling. The template looks clean, it looks cohesive. You're not mixing one page that it's celebrating the cat with the 3 ladies and the fire with a TLI who win, or with a cut that it was a training. So that's how you classify things. So everybody have a clean line. I hope at this point I'm making sense. I'm going to jump to here. However, before I go here, I would like to see your faces. I'm seeing my screen too much. It's like I'm talking alone. I would like to open a little bit for questions. I know it's a lot. It looks strategic. It's not what you're designing, colors and branding and elements and do this, no pizza, no kit pictures, no landscaping. I know this is not the regular thing. It's more the strategic side of the newsletter. But this will help you out to create a program which you can call newsletter to inherit to the next team. The idea of this is to create a system where everybody can jump in if you're newbie or advanced, and you can raw data, put it in edit, and then it's finished. This could be replicated to the small scale to be even in a club. That will help you out to make successful transition places. I hope this makes sense. I will open the floor if any of you have a question or even a suggestion.
Anyone, if have questions, they can raise their hands or unmute themselves and please ask your queries. Yes, Zahara, go ahead.
Thank you so much for your explanation. The question is that when we have to already prepare those templates, and when we use them, the content and everything is going to be changed for one newsletter. So what happens if we want to keep the original one?
What I do, thank you for the question, Sarah. That's very interesting because it means that you want to keep storage of templates and you want to pick up from that storage and bring it forward. Best way, it's copy paste. One of the sections that is I created with the team in the file is the template area. This time, because I know that DTM likes particularly certain types of templates, those are already on top in the editing section, ready for her to plug it in. The same with the district director and other people. But for example, for the treasurer, he have new data, but he wants to use one of the old templates. So he goes there, he copy and paste, put it on, take it from the template section, put it on the editing section, and he begins to work in the editing section. So you keep the old template back there, so if somebody else need it, they can use it. Even though treasurers sometimes have congratulations. So he can use the template of a notification to congratulate somebody. That do not take value out of the template. If you need to take off the congratulations out away because you're just presenting something that is not a celebration, do it. What I mean, templates should be neutral in that sense. You just modify it, take off here, take off there, little things. That's what the templates that I show you, all of them could be tweaked in the sense of you can use let me show you. It's much better because it's better to explain it in a visual. Yeah. Did I share it? No. Sure. No. Here. Can you see that? Are you able to see it? I hope. Okay. For example, let's go back to the newsletter. Let's go to the first pages, who are the oldest pages created. For example, you see the page number 6 is the Program Quality Director Corner. She is giving a news about this lady that she won Toastmaster General. It has a big chunk of space for putting data. If you have already pictures from your club or for the person who's offering the data to the newsletter, and you have more than 2 pictures, this template will not be the preferable one. Why? Because you have to do a lot of modifications for those. So even though that this template was used for a specific data, you can use it for something else, but why you don't choose other templates? For example, number 7. Number 7 have more options for pictures and options for data. So you plug it in, simplify your life. Those templates are being built with the time. So you might have to build sometimes according to what you're bringing on in your newsletter, and then put it back in storage in this template section. If you want to use it, copy, paste to the editing section so you don't lose them. I hope that long process makes sense, Sarah. Perfect. I see you now. And
Anyone else who would like to ask a question to Néstor? So I guess Néstor, you can proceed forward.
Perfect. Oh, I heard Rosemary have the mic on or off. I'm not sure. Yes.
Weber has a question. Yes, go ahead,
Mm.
Weber.
So this is what we have to do in our club on regular basis, which you're talking about.
Can you reframe the question?
Yes, Néstor.
This
So Weber has asked that the process which you showed right now, right? Is this
Mhm.
something which we need to regularly practice in our club? Or is this something which we set up once and then future newsletters can be designed based on this?
That's the goal. That's a very good question. Once you create it, the process of welcoming the author, the paper, there's just the stripe, like you just send me the picture about this, send me the highlight, send me the hyperlinks, all of this, you save it because your period lasts 1 year. This is something that you can inherit to the next one and probably the next one to the other one. So that's why I'm creating these cross sections with the arrows. Like this is editing, this is finished, this is templates, this is raw data. Because when you get out of this and you become president of the club and you just say, okay, I'm tired of being PR. I want to be a president. You don't need to go back and explain how this works because it's self-explanatory. And you can inherit this for the next one. I see it like a long-term thing to move forward.
Néstor, there is one more question on the chat.
Sure.
I hope Weber you got your answer. So this is like one
Yeah, got
time
it,
process
got it.
which you need to establish.
Oh.
Well, the answer question is if you establish the process, then the design remains same for all the newsletters. So would you recommend that each newsletter the club or the district releases should follow the same design, or it should be a different design each time we create a newsletter?
It's a matter of taste. Toastmasters don't have a restriction about if it should look like or if it should be the same. If you choose, for example, here in the front, you have the option to see number 11. We use a lot that template. It's the half moon, chop it in half, picture below, link, and data in one column. Very standard, every newsletter, even printed newsletters have that style. You can survive and you can create a great newsletter only with 1 or 2 templates. That's not a problem. However, if you want to do more, you can do. The thing is, if you have 1, people restrict themselves to those. If you have more, people have more options to show. For example, if you have more pictures, you might need more options for more pictures. Not always you want to celebrate a person and put a bio. So you just put club, where they from, what they won, 3 pictures, keep going. Sometimes you need to explain this person is a club sponsor and you put the whole story. So you need another template. So it depends how much you want to communicate. It depends how many templates you want to have. But either way, it works.
Thank you, Néstor. We have one more question. How do you create templates from scratch?
You never invent the circle or the wheel. Nobody do. Oh, I did the templates from no. You always use some template that you like and you begin to modify it. And you begin to modify it. For example, mine, if I can say mine, is this one that my wife called the frog. She says, "Oh my God, that looks like a frog with the babies."
We have another question.
Yes.
So if I have to use a template which is already published, how would I get the design for it? Because it is not necessary that the club or the PR who designed it is available. So how do you go about getting the template?
That's why you create a system. You need to create a template, a system. When you create a big file where that file is where everybody goes and dump their information, that's when you begin to recollecting. First edition was almost 16 to 18 pages. Second edition for me was almost, for us, was almost 20 something. And this last edition was almost 30. So it means that we'll be needing more templates. Sometimes people are communicating more. How can you keep those? It's once you have the newsletter, you make a copy of that file, keep it on storage. You're practically doing 3 copies. The one that you're going to publicize, the one who's to keep it as a template, and the one that you're going to convert to the next edition so people keep working on them. And you repeat that process every time, every edition. I would say that again, it's kind of, you have 3 copies. The one that you're working on currently, you clean it up, you send it. The one you make another copy, that's the one with the templates. You practically take off all the information and you keep it safe. And the third one is the one that you're going to keep working now, and you rename it edition number 4, for example. So in that way, you have continuity, and you keep adding templates one to the other, one to the other, one to the other. That's how we do it, and it's working quite smoothly, because copy paste is more easy than just moving templates one by one.
Thank you, Néstor. Néstor, do you have any plans to cover the tools, or where do you post the newsletter or anything like that? There is a
Yes.
question about that.
Yes. About the tools. Then I'm going to go back here.
Néstor, I think your screen sharing has stopped. You may reshare.
No, you cannot see. I was motivated thinking of you can see it. Let me. Well, hope you can see this. Let me minimize this. No. How did the question goes in what are the social media platforms to communicate the newsletter?
No. What are the tools wherein you publish the newsletter? Do you post it on any website, or do you use any service? For example, once it is created, what do you do?
Practically, you have 5 options. You have 5 options. First is email, basic one. We use Brevo, which is it's a platform that allows you to send big emails to a lot of people simultaneously. We send around 7,110 emails. In that email, we have the option. Then you go to that platform. You have to download it as a PDF. That recognizes as a PDF, but it's a process that you need to see how the platform works. Or sometimes you have to copy the link and share in here. You go and downloads. If you do hyperlinks, PNG will not work for you. If you have hyperlinks, I would recommend PDF standard, so the hyperlinks still alive. So you copy paste, and you save it. You get the file, and you go to that mass emails and you put it there, and people can see it as scrolling to one side to the other. That's one option. The other option is if you're going to the websites, usually you have a PDF, and sometimes it shows and it doesn't show. It depends the platform. So for that option, what we do is we go to embed it, and it's here. And let me go back. I did it too quick. You have the share, and you go down and to see all. In see all, you have the option of embed it. Then you click there, and it will show you that option. You click, and it will copy paste or automatically into your browser the link. So you go to the website. We have a webmaster for this, and this person would put practically the newsletter. You can read it in the website. That's our second option. It's embedded in website. And we send a big PDF in email. The other option is I go to this I take the same PDF, but one of my favorite ways is I shorten, which I like a lot. I shorten the, oh man, I need to access this. Okay. I shorten the length of the HRL. Because sometimes when you, oh, this is one platform. There are many. You type or you copy paste the PDF here in link. It will make it shorter. So then you go to your WhatsApp. And when you send it like, let me show you. Like this is what usually you will see. You send a file, it's big, and you have at the bottom a lot of letters. So I shorten the URL to have more options if I need to type something. So I send practically the link in WhatsApp. It's easy to see. And when you shorten the URL, the picture change, and it becomes the front page from the newsletter. So you don't have canvas per se. It looks like a formal publication, but you need to shorten that URL file first. You can even share it in WhatsApp, sending the link, and that's it. That's our third option, shortening the URL so you have the option to show the front page, shorter link, and you can add some description if you want, and you can share it via WhatsApp. That's the third option. The fourth option that we're using is linking Facebook or Instagram. Those, you go to the platforms and you first, I usually do screenshots because they don't do good with high resolution image. I screenshot the page that I want particularly. If you're not posting the full newsletter, you can screenshot the page that you want to showcase. So the resolution is slower, it's less. You go get the link, post the picture, and you put it on the chat as one of the descriptions, and you put the link there. That's how we do this one. It's much easier. The same happens to Facebook, and the same happens to WhatsApp. That's why I do the screenshot, because those are going to be the restrictions. That the difficult part to posting it there is because they will say, no, the image is too big. Screenshot makes it less heavy, and you send it. The practically fourth, 5, 6, and 7 option, because all the 3 platforms that you can manage practically from the same meta platform. Oh, let me stop sharing. So first, let me recap. So because it was a lot. First is a newsletter, a mass email, website, and vetted. WhatsApp, I shorten the URL so I can see the main picture. LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, screenshot so the picture is less resolution, and copy paste link. Even you can use the shortened link that you used already before, that you shorten it already. You can use that one in the description. That's how the best manage. So the image is not too heavy. You don't have big links, and you can even showcase any page depending on which one you screenshot. It doesn't have to be the front page. You can do that even from the TLI, and you just do the same link. It says page 24, TLI information, thank you. That's one option. So you refer people to the newsletter using one picture.
Thank you, Néstor. So do we have any more questions? We can all share. Yes, Zara, go ahead.
And thank you so much for the information shared. Sometimes achieving high resolution picture is a headache. Beside Photoshop, is there a tool that we can increase the the resolution of picture and make it better quality? Is there a tool?
It is a lot of tools, but one of the issues is there are 2 issues with that. It's when you send the picture as a complete file, it will be heavier and probably will not let you download it. One of the issues to become or to having a super good picture. Second option that it's maybe a hazard having a picture. If you have to enhance it and go to the process of finding a program, getting to ask for a better picture. And if you cannot do that, you have to go to internet. It depends on your region, it depends on your demographics. AI options will show you up. Because I traveled recently to the US, I plug it into the internet, I need to change, and it was completely another offering of options for me. Totally different than here in Switzerland. So you try to plug it, it's as simple as doing a Google search. It will help you wonders. But consider high resolution pictures makes the publication heavier and the platform that you want to publicize it may not let you.
Anyone has any other questions? I see a lot of questions around the templates. Towards the end, I will also share something related to templates. Meanwhile, Néstor, do you have anything over the templates? People have asked how to get templates, from where we can make templates. Do we have a database of templates?
I like Canvas. I'm gonna be honest. All of the things that we've been doing is Canvas. And use Canvas is the easiest way. Let me go back to. Let me share you where I am here. Let me share you how did I just plug in and find it. All right. Let's assume that here, this one have less. Here. First thing, oh, I need templates. I need to move forward. I don't know how to do it. This one, I did not build it at all. I just found it out and I plug in the pictures and that's it. I moved some stuff to make it a little bit more space comfortable, but practically I went to designs in the top left and I type it here, core team. And you will begin to see, you click in one of the images. No, I don't want to replace it. And you cancel here. Someday, today. There you go. And you will see, and then they will show you all of the pictures there. You need to have in mind, what are you looking for? That's the first step. If you're looking for recognizing somebody, if you're looking for promoting something, if you're looking for showcasing, that it was in my case here, I need to showcase my team from the TM, for the PR. So I needed like a team core, committee, group promotions, keywords, and you plug them back in Canvas. And those templates, you begin to search which one appeals to you, which one you like more, and then you choose. Then you have to modify colors applying to the Toastmasters, but practically, I would recommend at the first, do not begin from scratch. Canvas pay thousands of dollars or whatever coin they have, I think it's Canadian. They pay thousands of dollars paying the designers to build templates for us. So we only have to go to those templates and minor changes. So don't begin to put it together. No, get to the work already that is digested already for somebody. For example, if we use, keep pulling up this one. We're going to add this one. I'm assuming that a lot of you knows how Canvas works. You go to the brand, you choose your colors, and you begin to play with it. You try to see what it's more closer to your taste. You keep moving it until this, okay, I can work with this. I just need to change the orange, the blue, I will adopt it. and I plug in the other pictures. First, I cannot stress it more. Do not begin from zero. Use a template and tweak it, modify it as a little bit so you can have joy of this, because beginning from zero, it's a lot. It's like you're working for Canvas and we're not getting paid to build templates. Let's use the ones that we have, modify them, and with the time you will get the use. You can even blend two canvases, take one element from here, one element from there, put it together, but avoid that if you don't have the time or the bandwidth to do it. So use a pre-made one. Find first your words of what you're looking for, plug it in the left top corner, and then work from there.
Thank you, Nestor. Anyone has any further questions, you can all share it in the chat. But before we take the session forward, since we are already on time, I would be launching a quick poll just to gain how was the session, what did you gain, as well as any feedback. So do go ahead and respond to the poll. You can share, it will help us understand what kind of queries you have, what kind of takeaways, as well as also help Nestor refine his session if in case he gets an opportunity to take the session again. So please do respond to the poll. Meanwhile, let your questions keep flowing in. Couple of members have asked me about the recording. So the recording shall be available on the District 98 YouTube tomorrow onwards. You can directly access the recording over there. Regarding the template which Nestor showed about the steps, I believe he will share it with me. I'll also add it to the recording link so that you can download them from there.
True.
Whereas let's respond to the poll. It's on your screen. Let's take quickly 30 seconds, 60 seconds to respond to the poll. All right, I believe members are asking the questions in the chat and Nestor is responding, so good to go. 7 people have responded to the poll. Let's have a few more. Awesome. I can see responses are flowing in, or the responses flow. Just to add one thing, a lot of members asked about how to create a database of templates or where to find one. One thing one of my mentors taught me is when Canva introduced this feature wherein you can directly upload a PDF and go ahead to edit. So that was the time when you can find any kind of PDF. So if it is Toastmasters PDF or a newsletter which you have really loved, you can go ahead to get the PDF, take the consent of the designer, upload it on your Canva account, try to reshuffle few items, reshuffle the design, and then you can use it. But always ensure whenever you are trying to take someone else's PDF, you have the consent. If not, at least you should be able to restructure the entire design so that it is completely new. So that is one way wherein you can get ample of templates across the world, because we have thousands of different newsletters of Toastmasters and then beyond Toastmasters. So that's one of the hack which we can implement if you really wish to have a pool of or database of templates. Otherwise, I believe Nestor really covered it well, how you can structure the journey of a newsletter in your club or district and keep building over it. Yes, Nestor, you want to add something, you can go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much. I will clear the templates and I will pass it to you. And one of the things is you can adapt them as a PRM in 98 with your design, with your style, with your identity, which could be inverting colors or just removing or adding details. So you have your own district for design. So we do have options to become unique in Toastmasters. Don't be afraid that we need to look everybody like a copy paste. We can look like cousins and brothers, not twins, but cousins and brothers. That's the main focus.
All right. I see around 15 different responses in the poll. If anyone wants to still share responses, they can go ahead and do. Meanwhile, let's quickly come up on the videos with our beautiful smiles so that we can quickly capture a group picture. All right, whoever possible to come up on the screen, do come so that we can capture a video or as well as a picture. Suhas, Weber, Tricade, Assistant PRM, please do come on videos. Share your reactions.
Akshay, my camera is not working. That's the reason why my.
All right, no worries. All the members who can come, they can come on the video. No worries. All right, Benjamin, it's all right. Be there with the reactions. The members who can't start the videos, give some reactions as to how you enjoyed the session. Meanwhile, I'll stop the recording since this. Okay. All right. Yes, we have a lot of reaction. That's the beauty. All right. Taking the snapshot. 3, 2, 1.
So you going out you do local so that you can do local together.
Thank you all for joining. But before we end the session, I would like to hand over a small token of gratitude for Néstor coming all the way during this time, ensuring that he shares his insights as to how one can design the newsletter, as to structure it, to create a system so that you can build up upon it and you do not need to rework. So put up your applause to express our gratitude to Néstor. Well, I share the token of appreciation, Néstor. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Awesome. Can someone click a snapshot of this? Medha, if you can help me capture the screenshot or someone else.
I've joined from my phone. Will that be?
All right, works. Let's Néstor, put up a smile. The session was awesome.
Speak.
Thank you.
Oh, it's nice.